Hey guys, welcome back to the Rugged Angel podcast. I am your host, Kahmeela, and this is episode 8. I have a couple of announcements that I would like to make for our two events happening within the next couple months here in Pittsburgh. So if you're in Pittsburgh, pay attention, or if you plan on coming to Pittsburgh, pay attention. Or if you just like hearing about fun stuff, you should pay attention. So first, Second Shift Crafters will be sponsoring an event called Spring and On 2015. That'll be going down on May 9th from 12 to 6 at Arsenal Park in Lawrenceville. There'll be live bands, live art, pizza, food, and craft vendors. I hear there'll be so much pizza. I hear that all of the pizza will be there. So if you like pizza and fun, you should definitely check it out. You can go to springandonpittsburgh.com. You can also check out Second Shift Crafters on Facebook. And also, if you are an artist or a crafter and you would like to sell your wares at the festival, you can apply online at the Second Shift Crafters website. All this information is on their Facebook page, so you can check that out. Event number 2 is the Steel City Secret Cinema Part 6, the Bruce Willis edition. Now, what these guys do is they have an event, they pick a movie, they plan the event all around that movie, but they don't tell you specifically what movie it is until you get in your seats at the night of the show. We do know that it is a Bruce Willis film, so, I mean, that's going to be awesome. And so there'll also be live music by Pandemic, Bruce Willis themed art from local artists. There'll be free food and beer, trivia. You can get your photo with a Bruce Willis cutout. It'll be a whole lot of fun. And there'll also be a limited edition poster by artist Zeb Love. Now, this is happening at the Hollywood Theater in Dormont on April 10th from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. And this is usually a fundraiser, and I feel 100% of the 100% of the proceeds will be donated to the American Diabetes Association of Pittsburgh and the Hollywood Theater in Dormont. So you're going to have fun, and you're also helping out two great causes. So you can check out more information on that at Steel City Secret Cinema. Is such a mouthful. Their Facebook page, and they also have a website, which is steelcitysecretcinema.com. Don't make me say it again, so just go and check that out. So that's what's going on in Pittsburgh. If you have an event or something that you would like me to read and pass along to the listeners, let me know. You can send me an email at RuggedAngel.com, or you can tweet me at _RuggedAngel, or you can contact me at Rugged Angel Productions on Facebook. I'd also really like some sponsors too, so that'd be cool. If you're interested in that, let me know. So yeah, so that's that. This episode is with Miss Bernadette Ulsamer. Bernadette is truly like one of the most honest and funny women that I know. She lives out loud, and I love her for that. She's a poet, a fashion blogger, a personal stylist, and she's a hoot. And I had a good time talking to her. I've known Bernadette for quite some time now, and I always have a good time with her. She has a chat book of poetry available at flutterpress.com. I believe it's called Trestling, Trestling. Her fashion blog is Outfits, Not Just Clothes, and you can check that out. And you can also hire her to help you style yourself, restyle yourself, like, you know, clean out your closet, find out what works for you, what doesn't work. Or if you're planning, like, you know, you're going to a wedding, you're going to a big event, and you just are sick of the look that you have cultivated and you want some fresh eyes on you, you can call Bernadette and she will help you out. So, and we also are treated with Bernadette reading a couple of her poems. So that's super fun. So you should totally stick around for that. And yeah, we're going to get into this. And I'm going to leave you with some words of wisdom. Before you act, listen. Before you react, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you criticize, wait. Before you pray, forgive. Before you quit, try. Ernest Hemingway. On with the show. Temperature just rises anytime we come into the room. Both of us together.
Yes.
It's just too much. All right. Bernadette,
Kahmeela.
Bernadette Ulsamer.
Yes.
Okay. Bernadette Ulsamer, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. I am super stoked to learn more about you today.
And I am super stoked to talk about myself.
I know you are. Because there ain't nothing you don't like talking about. It's yourself. Okay, so let us start from the beginning.
Of life? Of
The generalization. Where you were born in Williamsport.
Williamsport, PA, yes.
And that's where you're from. You stayed there.
And I grew up there. I moved to Pittsburgh when I came to college.
Okay.
So.
And you went to Pitt?
Yeah, University of Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Nice. And what did you study?
I originally was going to do theater and journalism.
Really?
Because I was a drama club geek in high school.
Huh.
Yeah, and that's how I actually met a lot of my friends and my husband in college. And I realized that you have to do studio hours for theater majors, like building shit.
Really?
Can I swear on
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
And like making costumes and things.
And you
I was
weren't
like,
down for that.
And that's like in addition to classes. Like you had to do like 10 hours a week.
Really?
I was like, no, girl. No.
It was
Because
no
I
time
had
for that.
because I was working like 20 hours a week part time. So I was like, so I was like, well, I'll just take theater classes and I'll just hang out with the theater people. And then the journalism one, I'm like, I really don't like journalism. Like I'm writing stories. I was like, this is boring. Like such a bitch. Like this is boring. And then I've always loved poetry, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go for a BA in poetry.
Really?
Yeah.
And what does because I know most people, you probably had a lot of maybe fight from your parents for pursuing a BA in poetry. Like what would one do?
They asked me
that
that question, and I said, I don't know. I would probably just get a job somewhere and write on the side, or maybe. And then I started looking into MFA programs, and I knew I wasn't ready to go to grad school for poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew that was eventually going to happen, but like at 21,
right?
No,
there's no way.
Because I was writing crap poems that were all like, I hate my father, or like me and my vagina.
The usual.
Yeah, the usual angsty stuff. So I then got a master's in library and information science.
Wow. I didn't know that at all.
I've never worked in a library. I actually studied, I majored in archives and records management.
Really? Yes. Oh my God. That sounds kind of boring.
Actually, I enjoyed it because it's all about organization. Okay. And I'm like a very Virgo-esque, organized, OCD-esque person.
Yeah, so this space right here is probably driving you ape shit.
No, I'm actually, I'm enjoying all the different things to look at. I wouldn't want to live here. After we're done, I'll be glad to leave.
That's fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I am, I suck at organizing. My thing is cleaning. I can clean something, but when it comes time to put stuff where it's supposed to be, that's what drives me nuts.
But from archives, I joined Mad Women in the Attic at Carlow University and kind of came back to poetry because I had kind of pushed it aside during grad school, and I got married and all that grown-up shit. So through the Mad Women in the Attic at Carlow, which is just groups of women writers workshopping each other's work, you pay for the class, but it's not accredited or anything. I got reconnected with my poetry mentor, Jan Beatty, who I had as a senior at Pitt. And then she encouraged me to get an MFA in poetry through Carlow's program. So I knew I'd get back there eventually, and I did,
Huh. And so is it just, do you enjoy writing all across the board? Do you do short stories or stories at all, or is it just poetry that you're...
I don't really do stories. I've been kind of thinking about a creative nonfiction project because I have done some of those pieces. I mean, and I write for my blog, and I do some journalism now, like kind of just opinion pieces that for a paper back home. Actually, it's like a weekly paper. It's called Web Weekly. I know the editor. It's it's a family oriented kind of publication. So I do articles about how to clean out your closet. I like how to take your nightwear into daywear.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, where is this?
It's in Williamsport. It's called Web Weekly.
And this is online?
It's online. They have an online. They have a website, but they actually are a print edition paper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, opinion pieces.
Yeah.
I like it. I should probably check those out sometimes. Okay.
I just finished a piece on midwinter skin renewal.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Now, with all of this, do they supply you with different samples of things to try?
That would be awesome. No, it's just me. It's just me in the wild,
Okay.
living my life. You know,
What has worked for you?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and it basically came down to like, go get a facial, bitch. I didn't say bitch. I can't say bitch in the article
Because it's family oriented.
Yeah. And then I was like researching salons back home, and I'm like, bitch, you should go get a facial the next time you go back. It's like $45 for an hour.
Really?
Which is like way cheaper than here.
Yeah.
Which is like 110.
Oh wow.
Or 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I'm just gonna go home now for facials.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna visit with family. I'm just gonna go to the salon there, get a mani-pedi and a facial, and then drive back. And I'm out.
Well, I think what you do is like once you go back there, you show them all these other articles that you've written for that, and try to get yourself a free facial because you're
like I recommended you.
Exactly.
Or I think I might do like a profile the next time because I'm gonna go back in June, and like it's various stores too, because there's like some interesting little boutiques that have popped up. So,
really?
Yeah.
Now, what is Williamsport like? Because I do have a friend that's from there, another friend, and I've never been there.
They're kind of having a boom right now from the natural gas industry.
Oh, really?
But it's a fairly rural situation. But and they kind of have some like meth problems now.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Which I've heard about, but I've never like seen it when I'm home. Like I don't but it's a historical city. It was like our high school's mascot is the Millionaire, because back in the 1860s.
You mean like the Monopoly guy?
Kinda, yeah. Like back in the 1860s during the lumber boom, we had the most millionaires in residence per capita of any other city, and like on the Eastern Seafront or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's true, because there's like New York City, obviously. Yeah. But so it has like this old Victorian feel to it, but then there's like newer stuff happening. So
interesting.
And they have Little League baseball.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's where the World Series takes place. Did you ever go to any of those?
Oh God, yeah.
That was like the big thing, the big draw.
Well, yeah, we would get. It's free to go to most of the games. At least it was. But the big game, the playoff game, that was like, I don't know how much money that was, because we never bought tickets. We just sat on the hill behind the stadium, which everybody did. Right. And that's when I think it must have been like 1989, and that's when I experienced my first like massive crowd wave.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You just bought a blanket and some popcorn, and you just sat there and
Yeah.
So
it sounds like a good time.
It was. We had fun.
Did you like when you were growing up? When you were growing up, was a lot of writing? Did you do a lot of writing from a very early age?
Yes, I always liked to write. I remember writing a story about my mom for my mom, and not knowing how to spell all the words, but kind of like just going with it.
How old were you?
I must have been like 6. Yeah, like I think like it was bad too. It was like, my mother is loving. This is a story of my loving mother. And I think I must have written it to like try to hide something bad I did.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
So this is a cover up.
Yes.
You were trying to make better.
Yeah.
You were trying to butter mom up for something.
Yeah, I can't remember what, but and I had written some poems, like little kid stuff, and I wrote this one story. And when I was in middle school, it was called China Doll, which now sounds so racist.
What was the premise of this?
So it's set in China.
Obviously.
Yeah. I'm not. I just said olden times. I think it was just back in olden times, and like this young white soldier who I was picturing as like a Keith Sutherland type is like a rogue, just wandering the world, and he's in China for some reason. And there's this beautiful Jade Flowers was her name.
Oh,
like she's a slave or something, or like maybe she's a concubine to this rich old man, and they would meet in the garden at midnight.
How old were you?
I was like 12. But my dad was really impressed, because it was like a good 12 pages typed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was written in my notebook, and he typed it up for me.
About concubines.
And he was like really impressed, and I was like, wow, my dad's impressed with something I've done. That's never happened before. Maybe
is that what like drew you over to like, okay, I'm gonna
and I just enjoyed reading and writing. So
oh man. Okay, so now I know that you are an author and poet, but there's also this fashionista side of you that you are like, I don't like no hablo fashion. Like personally, like there's a lot of things that I don't know anything about. Like I know what I can wear and what I can't wear.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of terminology that I have no idea, no clue. I don't think about it as hard as I'm sure. Like
I think about it way too much. Yes.
So where did this start? Where did this
gosh.
become like a passion of yours?
I had to have started when I was little because I remember going with my mom shopping to like adult stores. Like she just brought us along, and going into like clothing for adult women. I sounded like adult, like you know,
right? Yeah,
grown-ups,
and
looking at the clothes and looking at them and thinking about them. And the one time the sales lady comes up to me, and I had been like 7 or 8. She's like, "You know, honey, these don't fit you." I'm like, "I know. I just like looking."
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, I realize I'm not this gosh for gosh. Like I just like, and I always liked looking at my mom's clothes and thinking about putting outfits together and like my fantasy world, what I would be wearing, and you know, growing up in the '80s, there was a lot of like makeover movies. Yeah.
The '80s makeover montage.
Yes.
Always a big thing.
Always a big thing, and that was like I love that part of movies.
Have you ever participated in a makeover for yourself, or have you given a makeover to anyone else?
This doesn't maybe count as a makeover. Actually, my friend Roy, we have lost touch, but he's genderqueer. So we kind of went and did like more of a feminine look for him.
Okay.
Yeah, like we went shopping, and that's how I got into personal shopping was through him.
Okay.
It was like a decade ago. We went to like, and I feel so bad that I put him through this. We went to like Payless. Or the Gap and things. But we found like the really nice salespeople.
Okay.
And like we're trying shoes on, and we're trying things on at the Gap. We bought other things. We're trying, just like kind of like he really wanted like, and this is before skinny jeans were the thing. So he's like, I want it like, and he was a very like fine figured, feminine look going on. So we just were like, we were buying women's clothes and having him try them on and see what we were coming up with. Yeah.
And that worked for him?
It got him on the right path.
Okay.
Yeah, he's much better about it now. And I think society in general is better about it now, too.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more options, I guess, now for a man who wants to go that route. Because I think I went to school with a guy, and I don't think that he was gay, but he preferred to shop. Like, he was a smaller gentleman, and he preferred to shop at Express before Express catered to men also, and he would wear like the women's jeans and the pants and slacks. So he was kind of like I guess, is it that British rock? That's kind of the way I picture him, like more of a like 80s like Duran Duran or not Adamant.
Adamant, yes.
Yes.
Put on a little makeup.
Exactly. So you're still doing the personal shopping?
Yeah, I do have clients who I work with regularly, and just like kind of people that are just like my friend. He's not really my friend. We have mutual friends. His name is Brian. He's like, it's my 28th birthday. I want to look good. I have a budget. Help me.
So this is kind of the thing that this is what you go on. Like someone will come to you with like a specific event or a reason. And I think that's the best. And that's the easiest because we have a focus. If someone's just like, help me. I'm like, well, with what? And I have them fill out a questionnaire to get a better idea of what they're looking for. If this is like a big overhaul or this event specific. Sometimes it involves me coming to their house and doing a closet visit where I kind of just go through everything they have and tell them like, get rid of this, get this fixed. This is seasonal. Put it away until spring comes or whatever. Good Lord. Yeah. Now, this has all just come to you just from trial and error in your own life just because you love...
Yes, and, the whole what not to wear phenomenon, which... Okay, Stacey and Clinton, that you're cute. But I remember the British version from, like, early 2000s. Like, Trish and something else.
There was a British version?
Yeah, there was two. Yeah. And they were way mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like, you look like a fat cow. Take it off.
Oh, my God. So it's like Gordon Ramsay if you were talking about your fashion choices.
So, yeah, it's feeling about trial and error and just having a general passion for it and interest and having fun with it and people allowing me to do that for them.
Right.
And going on this journey with me.
Well, I'm sure it's got to be fun to, like, go dress somebody else up and spend their money with it, and you get to call the shots.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite places to go shopping here?
Well, for like balls to the walls, fashion glamour.
Fashion glamour.
Okay. is going to Nordstrom's at Ross Park Mall.
Oh, goodness.
And because I went with Alicia, Fred's wife, you know
Uh-huh.
her, yeah. She for Maddie and Sean's wedding.
Okay.
She wanted to look.
Oh, she looked great, by the way.
Thank you. Yes, she knew her. You know, her boyfriend at the time. They're married now. He was going to be in the wedding, so he was going to wear a tux, and she had no idea what to wear because she wasn't in the wedding. I was like, well, you need to bring the glamour because your partner in this day is going to be wearing a tuxedo.
You got to step up your game.
You have to step it up. You have to go, but not too fancy to outshine the bride, which that was impossible to do. And it's not like an evening glamour event like it was in the afternoon. Well, you were there, you know. So I was like, girl, we are spending money.
Oh,
and
shit.
get ready.
Okay.
So I went to her closet. We kind of got, and we had worked together before with just closet visits of me putting together outfits of things she already owned.
Oh, really?
For when she started her job a few years ago. Yeah. And that's a lot of fun, too. That's again, like me just looking at people's clothes and thinking about ways they should be wearing them or how things go together.
Right, yeah, because I'm sure that's got to be, it's helpful to get a new set of eyes to come in there.
Exactly. And, you know, how you think about your clothes, especially if they always, like, you have your outfit, like the things you always wear together.
Right.
And they may be on the same hanger or, you
Guilty.
know. And that's great. And I do that, too. But it's like sometimes you just need to switch up the hangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't have the nerve to do that. Yeah. That's where I fall. So, like, I don't know. I'm not that ballsy to, like, come out. I have no idea.
Yeah. So I took her to Nordstrom's. We found this beautiful dress. It was like a lovely lavender, which is great for everybody. It was a bit fancier than what some of the other guests were wearing, which is fine. Right. But it was appropriate, and it's something she could totally wear again.
Nice. Yeah, I think one of my what are your feelings about the Pittsburgh formal attire? Because there's a lot of times I see here, like, my job will they have shows. We have these jazz shows. And to me, like, going to a jazz concert in a theater, and a lot of these people are, like, really, like, worldwide known, like these, like, Branford Marsalis was
artists,
one.
Great artists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've seen people roll in there with, like, Steelers jerseys and jeans tucked into their jeans. And to me, like, I feel like it's not the place.
Oh no, it is not
time.
The place. It is not the place.
And it's just like, I mean, I'm not saying like ball gowns and stuff, but
yeah, I agree. Sometimes, like, especially with more artistic kind of venues and events, that's the perfect time to be adventurous.
Right.
Like, if you're going to the ballet, don't wear jeans.
Yeah.
Wear a dress unless it's freezing out. And then wear tights with
yes.
your dress. Like, wear a dress or wear something nice, you know. But things like jazz shows or art gallery openings or just like plays and things, you can just be really creative, I think. Why not? You know, you're in a creative environment, you're going to a creative event.
Right.
I mean, for Swan Day 2 years ago at the, where was it at? New Hazlet, right?
New Hazlet, yeah.
I wore leather shorts, polka dot tights, light blue button down, and a really fancy statement necklace and heels.
Yeah.
And that sounds... Oh, no, the blazer.
No, you definitely... You know, you pull out something like that, not for anyone to not be able to picture it.
Yeah.
You know, you got this one image in your mind, but you... one of the things that I admire about you is that you can pull off a lot of stuff. Like, you know how to put it all together, how to accessorize and whatnot, and then you pull it off. And I love the fact that, like, you know, you wear it with such confidence. Like,
that's half the battle.
Right.
Really, it is. It's like, do I wear leather? But this was a theater event about performance and women and celebrating, you know, women and women artists and support. I was like, fuck, I can wear leather shorts if I want to. Yeah, like, this would be the venue to wear that.
Exactly.
Yeah, the ballet or the opera. Not so much. Like a Wednesday movie night, too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so much to learn from you. Okay, so I know that you're also a fashion blogger.
Yes.
And you have your blog, Outfits Not Just Clothes.
Yes, at blogspot.com.
Yes, and I know that from that you've been on for Lent. You've given up shopping.
Yes, I have.
So how's that going for you?
Fine, it's okay. Because I did a year of no shopping, like 2 years ago.
Oh. This is just no clothing shop, no clothes.
Clothing, no accessories, no shoes, nothing.
Okay.
I did have to buy a pair of brown boots for functional reasons.
Okay.
Like, I didn't have a really good, like, the pair I had was crap.
Okay.
And I was like, I need a new pair. So I did that.
So how did that work out for you?
It was difficult. Because shopping was just a hobby. It's something I've always loved. And And I'm always trying to like, try new things. I did use Rent the Runway
Okay.
for some events. So
Okay.
that was nice. And that was kind of like, it helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also do this monthly clothing subscription.
What's this?
It's called La Tote. And for $54 a month, you can get up to 3 different packages in the mail of like 3 garments and 2 accessories.
Really?
And here's the thing, unlike Stitch Fix and other places, you can send it back.
Really?
You don't have to like make decisions. You can wear it, not wash it, and send it right back.
Now this is just another one of those like subscription box deals.
Yes. Like,
so you pay you sign up for it, you pay them X amount of dollars per month, and you like based on
you do like
what
this,
you do like a questionnaire,
the style quiz, and you can actually go on their website and choose things to put in your closet that they'll use that to send you stuff.
That is crazy.
It was a lifesaver. I got to wear new things.
Yeah.
Switch it up a bit, and that really helped energize my blog post as well because I wasn't shopping, I wasn't getting new stuff, but I was wearing new stuff.
Right.
And then I could just send it back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, and you can keep it for as long as you want. They'll just keep charging you. It's, but usually I average between 2 to 3 a month because I'll get it and I'll wear it right away and I'll send it right back.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, I have to look into that.
Yeah, you should. Yes.
And we need to get you some like freebies, like to start because I mean, I see what you do. Like, I like your blog. I like it a lot.
You.
And, it's helpful even for those of us who don't subscribe to the whole fashion bit or just too lazy essentially to do it. But yeah, I think it's an opportunity there for you to get you some free stuff.
Yeah. Well, the necklace I'm wearing right now is free.
Okay.
This
Where's
was from
that
a collaboration from Chloe and Isabel, which is a jewelry retailer that uses independent sellers. So my friend Angela Bayud, who lives now in Portland, she's a merchandiser for them.
Okay.
So, and I featured it on the blog in several times, and pushed out her website and that kind of thing.
I like it.
It's
a nice one.
And I've actually sold some, like from people like, oh, I love that. Where'd you get it? Like there, yeah, because Angela told me. Hey, thanks. People bought that necklace.
Is this something, if you were able to do it and sustain lifestyle, would you be willing to do this?
Oh, yes, of course. Like
as your career.
I mean, yeah, I have advertisers, but it's like, I mean, what I really need to do is like get my ducks in a row and get a proper web designer and like do a whole like not do on the Blogspot format, but just like do my own kind of website and do my own blog. That's how you would really get major advertisers and reaching out to people and trying to do more collaborations and everything. It's hard to do though.
No, it's difficult. Like I have I finally got the website together. I used Wix.com, which is very simple and you can do it yourself. But when it comes down to like designing websites and whatnot, that's I don't know. You figure it out if that's what you want to do. Just go ahead and.
I just need to just quit my day job.
That's what I've been trying to do, man. Yeah. Like, I just want to be able to focus on what I want to do.
Yeah, and be creative, and because it's like I can't be sending out emails or inquiries.
Right.
Like when I'm done with work, I'm done with work. And plus two, trying to be creative in my writing and going to my workshop and trying to get stuff published. I mean, it's all a lot of.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And like once you've done with your like 40 hours a week at the JOB, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to like get back into now I need to do stuff for myself.
Yeah. And maintain a house.
Yeah. It's like all I want to do is just sit here and watch TV.
And maintain a marriage.
Yeah.
And exercise and try to eat something and all that other grown up shit. And exfoliate.
Which I'm over.
Yeah.
I'm very much over it. This winter has been hell on my skin, and it's just been really pissing me off. I went to Florida last weekend, and that Florida air was the best thing for my skin. I just was so surprised, and just the moisture in the air.
Yeah.
And then I get back here, and it's just like right all out, gone.
Well, you can do your own at-home facial.
And
it's really easy actually. You just
what do you use? How do you
I use a foam-based cleanser to start. They usually start in the shower. Okay, and then I just kind of stay in there for a while and let the steam. So I use a simple cleanser and just steam my face. I actually do have a facial steamer.
Do you?
That I put my face into.
That's not surprising. That seems about right.
Yeah. And sometimes like you put water in it, obviously because it's steam. But sometimes I'll put like sea salt in it too to kind of get like an ocean effect. I don't know if it really works that way, but I feel like it does. Like I feel good about it.
I think sometimes like drops of tea tree oil,
Yeah.
or eucalyptus is helpful
So
too.
you can get creative, I guess. So then you steam and then you exfoliate with whatever you have.
A loofah.
Yeah, like an exfoliation
system
cleanser. Cleanser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just like, I suck at this.
Like a scrub. I would call it a scrub.
Okay.
So you have like a gel or foam based wash, and then a steam, and then a scrub, and then you could do a mask.
Now, do you have you have days that are set aside for this? You're like, okay, today is going to be my spa day.
Sundays are usually my spa days when my husband has his mandates.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll do a spa night at home.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And, wine or whatever, like some sort of alcohol.
All right.
Or sometimes I'll take a bath with like and just with my mask and my wine and luxuriate. So,
you know how to pamper yourself.
Yeah. And then after the mask, there's more.
Nope.
You can try extraction, which basically means like picking.
Oh, jeez.
Like at your pores. But that's where a facialist, like a professional, knows their business, and they can do it. And you have to be really careful. So I don't recommend it.
Okay.
But you can do it.
Because you could damage
Like,
something.
well, yeah, you totally, okay, yeah. Ladies, don't ever use your nails if you're going to pop a zit. Use your knuckles.
Really?
Yes.
I've never popped a zit. It freaks me out.
Oh God, I see it. I want to pop it so bad. Like, I just want to get in there. My poor husband, I was like, come here. And I'll just like pop it.
God. Oh.
So gross. Yeah. But no.
That's love.
There is actually
That's love.
And I read about this in Vogue. Like, people have like mental disorders where they can't not pick at zits.
Really?
Yes.
There's a mental disorder for everything.
So yeah, it's not surprising. But yeah, don't use your nails because A, there's always going to be a little bit of bacteria under your nails. Mm-hmm. B, whenever you break the skin, you have the potential to like scar yourself or introduce bacteria.
Right. So
if you use your knuckles, you're not going to like really like cut yourself. Yeah. And it's always like pressing down and in. Enlightening.
It is. This is why.
Knowledge drops.
This is why I have you here. It's under the guise of me getting like this free makeup advice. So what are your stances on makeup application? Because I also suck at applying makeup.
But you barely need any.
Thank you. It's just like a lot of things I just don't know. Like, because I don't even think I started wearing makeup until I was 22. Like, maybe I wore a little lipstick, but...
Yeah. No, I wore makeup all throughout high school. I had a horrible skin. Maybe if I wasn't picking at it all the time. Well, this is funny because my friends and I recently are going to be doing a drag queen murder mystery play. Yeah.
Did you write it?
No, but I was a consultant on that script.
Okay.
Because, like, my friend does this for, like, she has a service where you can, like, customize a murder mystery play and she'll write it for you.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And so maybe if you want to do a drag queen one, you can borrow ours.
Totally love to.
Yeah. We came up with this concept on a road trip to Baltimore.
Obviously.
And I'm like, and we're basically taking RuPaul's drag show. RuPaul's Drag Race. It's like, okay, it's going to be a beauty pageant. It's going to be the dress rehearsal. So we're all dressed, And like, my character is Leslie Jailbreak Matthews. And I'm an aging queen. I'm the host of the pageant. And I'm just trying to, like, revitalize my career. So we talked about, like, and not all of our friends want to be drag queens. For some reason.
What's wrong with them? I don't understand.
So some of the people are good at, like, I have one character is my assistant. They're not in drag, and there's like fans of the show that are going to be there, and yeah.
Where are you doing this?
Out of our friend's house. It's going to be low rent, but my point being is that my friends Joe and Tony, who are gay men, who are drag queens in this, texted me, and they're like, "Are you definitely going to? Are you going to be in the play? Are you good with makeup, and can you help us?" I was like, yes, sort of, and I'll try. So I'm watching YouTube videos about contouring and shit. And it's like, well, and then I go to the Target to get supplies.
Right.
And I just have a lot of supplies just from my life. It's like they didn't have anything.
Really?
Yes. And it's like, girl, I'm not getting this expensive stuff for your, like
No.
Elf.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And what is it? NYC?
Yeah.
I think
like,
is the other one.
I'm like, you're gonna look great for like 2 hours, and then this shit's gonna look horrible. Just so you know.
Yeah. Well, that's all you need it for is like the 2 hours.
So, but in terms of makeup, I think the best makeup is pre-makeup. It's like moisturizing, like getting your skin ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Moisturize. And I am a big fan of moisturizing. So are you working on anything, any poetry, any poems right now? Like I know you mentioned trying to get published.
Yes.
So
I had a chapbook come out this past summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing readings with that, which has been awesome. And I've been writing. I was writing in the fall for a little bit. I'm back in a regular weekly workshop at Carlo.
Okay.
I'm in the attic. So I'm trying to write new poems because I was working on my manuscript for my MFA for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And not really writing new stuff as much. I want to get new stuff going, maybe get another manuscript together, still shopping the original around.
Right.
And still just trying to get individual poems placed at places and that kind of thing. So it's a totally different business because there's a lot of different presses out there, and there's a lot of like literary magazines and journals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of researching them to see if my work would fit with them.
Gotcha.
Because
everyone
submits stuff, and
right. Yeah. And sometimes it's just not. Like, there's no sense in going through it if your stuff's not going to fit.
Yeah, if it's not going to fit with their aesthetic.
Right.
And the ones I like, I do subscribe to, so then you have to read them when they come.
Right.
Which is just like, God, I have so many literary journals, like back issues that I haven't read that I'm like, and then I was like, I'm going to read this in the car on our next trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just start reading Outlander on my Kindle, and it's all over. It's all over then.
So you said you just graduated.
I know.
We just got.
I defended in 2000. When did I? In March of 2012. Yeah.
So, was that long ago?
It was that long ago.
Oh my God! I feel like
it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been shopping my manuscript around, but I've also been changing it too.
What is your manuscript?
It's called The Turning Season. It's like it's 48. It's all poems.
Mm-hmm.
It's really kind of like my extended narrative. I have a lot of subject matter that I keep kind of going back to, and I think all writers do, like their obsessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially poets, because
right.
we're all crazy. And I have these characters, and yes, they're called mother, father, brother, whatever, but I mean, they're very loosely based on my family.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But The Turning Season is a lot about where I grew up and growing up there and like camping and getting high in the woods or being kind of a badass or like, being heartbroken over not necessarily love, but the lack of love kind of thing. Yeah. And I do explore bras in my poetry because
obviously.
So I have a series of bra poems. I have a series of poems about my brother and his drug addiction, and a series of poems about my father. But again, it's not like my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere online that these can be read or?
Well, you can purchase my chapbook Trestling from Flutter Press.
Okay.
And they have a print on demand,
and
it's $8.
Okay.
So.
And how many poems are in that?
Let me check because I have a copy with me.
And did you also bring are you going to?
I was going to. Yeah, if you would like me to.
I would love.
Yeah,
you to.
A chapbook is a shorter collection, so there's only about 30 pages.
Okay.
And a full-length collection will run you between, like, 50 to 60.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
I feel like 30 pages is a pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, and I don't really have really long poems. I mean, these are just, it's a poem a page for the most part. A few of them do last. So really, yeah. So for a manuscript, for me, some people write really long poems. I don't like those people. So
get in, get out. It makes your point.
It's a poem. It's supposed to be short. Yeah. So to put a book together, for me to put a new book together, I'm going to need like 60 poems.
Oh wow.
And they're not all going to make it. Like, I need a group of 60 to work with, and then see, like, when I was putting my defense manuscript together, some themes came out that I wasn't really even aware that they were there until I looked at it in a bigger picture. And then this idea of the extended narrative came up. It's like, oh, yeah, I've been writing about this, and here it changes, and, like, you follow kind of that the subject matter's journey. I like to think, and I know it's going to come up in the next book too, because it's just I mean, there's also a lot of sex and death.
Yeah.
Which is you can't avoid that.
No, I mean that's a good chunk of life.
Yeah. It's like family, sex, and death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your process like when you write? Is it more just when inspiration strikes, or do you sit down and try to like?
I try to devote a few hours a week when I'm not in a regular workshop.
Okay.
Okay. When I'm in a regular workshop, I do more like 5 to 10 hours a week because I have to produce poems to
For the
workshop.
workshop.
Yeah. Or else what's the point of going? If but I try to and I also have another group I workshop with. We meet like every 6 weeks. So, sometimes it'll start with just me reading other poetry and getting ideas or borrowing language to kind of construct something. Sometimes I'll just have notes like images.
Yeah.
So I'll just start from there. And then like what usually happens is I have my computer on and I have some notes typed up, and then I'll start reading other poetry like by other people, and then I'll write a little bit and see what adds on and what the voice wants to be. And sometimes I'll switch up who I'm reading right now if I feel like if the poem wants to go into a different direction. So, it's a lot of just kind of feeling my way through it, which sounds so hokey, I know. And like, too, I'm surprised, and this sounds like I'm boasting, but my poems are smarter than I am. Like things happen in them that I didn't think about.
Right.
Yeah. So what's hard for me to do is to let go and let the poem figure itself out.
No, I hear that a lot.
And see where it wants to go.
Yeah.
That whole kill your darlings thing.
Yeah, you hear that a lot with creative type, with creative folk. Just got to let it take on a life of its own.
And I don't try to have an agenda going into a poem. I don't try to say like, well, this is what this poem is about. I just keep writing. And then reading more, coming back to it, reading more, coming back to it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let us hear one of your poems.
I'm going to do a bra poem.
A bra poem?
Yes.
Yay.
This was in City Paper several years ago.
Okay.
This is the bra poem that started the bra poems.
Okay,
Yeah.
This is the original.
This is the original. Rodeo bra. Fastened in front, swung round, arms lassoed through the straps. Heave and buck, bend over. Lift each breast into its cup. Adjust, bind, hog tie, pull hard, harder. Shoulders slumped, skin rubbed red, the imprint of underwire across the back. Branded B-00-B. Round 'em up and push 'em out. Nice rack. Like ribs seasoned, greased up. He licks between the cracks, his hands flailing at the triple-tiered hooks and bars. Yeah, thank you.
I like that. That was great.
Well, it came to me from my mother. She's like, Bernadette, you need a rodeo bra. I was like, what? She's like, you just need to round them up and push them out. So that's how that started.
Really?
Round them up and push them out.
That's awesome.
That started it. But it took several years.
To round them up and push them out. Oh my God. I need to meet your mom.
And then it started from there. So it was like rodeo brawl, cowboys, kind
Yeah.
of going down that path. And like it took like 2 years to get to that point. Like from the moment she said it, or the moment I was thinking about it, like maybe there's a poem there, to was actually to hooks and bars. At the end. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it takes a long time.
Wow. Okay. So we're going to take a break.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back with your top 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Bernadette would love to grace us with one more of her poems.
So this poem is an imitation poem.
What does that mean?
Well, that means basically you take a poem of somebody else's and you try to imitate what they're doing.
Okay.
Like if what they're maybe their voice or their tone or their setup for the poem, like if there's indented lines, if they're speaking in a third person, or they're doing a persona type poem, or sometimes it's just basically taking the title.
Okay.
Or taking some aspect of it and
Okay.
jumping off. So one of my top 5 poets is D.A. Powell.
Okay.
And he is he's at the University of Iowa right now teaching. He's from Georgia. He's gay. He's in his 60s, so he's around during like the HIV initial scare and kind of activism. His poems, like they reference a lot of movies, and just he kind of does a little bit of campy stuff, and I find them accessible and fun, but also deep.
Okay.
So his poem was entitled "Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is entitled "Confessions of Saint Bernadette." Yeah. Just a little bit of background if you're unfamiliar with Mary, Bernadette of Lourdes, the saint. She saw Mary at a well that people go to for healing now.
Okay.
And you can see her body. They dug it up and they put it in a glass coffin.
What?
Because it hasn't decomposed.
Where is this?
In France.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. French are crazy. But that's one of the reasons she was made a saint, because her body didn't decompose.
What?
Yeah. That's one of the signs of sainthood.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Or vampirism.
Yeah.
What?
Either or. Either or. Yeah. Okay. So this is Confession of Saint Bernadette after D.A. Powell. I was a miller's daughter. I was gathering firewood and bones. I kissed the dirty ground. I ate grass, swallowed mud. I am veneration, born to clear the water, to see visions, have trances, to make miracles. I want washed and stripped out of this wimple. Give me back russet skirts and rough linen blouses. My ribs are relics, my flesh still supple and firm. I did not want to get my stockings wet, but did as I was told. I was a sacristan. I am the example for all mystics after me. Pray to me. Give me incision, take out my heart, remove my hands. I am blessed, mummified. I shouldn't have told of what I saw. The candle burned my fingers. There is nothing immaculate. I am song. I am incorruptible. I am a pilgrimage for 5 million, unchanging in my glass coffin.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got the idea of a confession poem from the D.A. Powell poem. This is, and that's a really fun poem.
Yeah.
And my name is Bernadette, and I am Catholic, and
This makes sense.
I've always been taught, especially going to Catholic school, the little prayer cards of Saint Bernadette. So I started researching her more, realized that she didn't decompose. They have actually removed her ribs.
Really?
Post-mortem.
Oh.
Yeah. To check to see if her heart was still intact. So, like, that's...
Was it?
Yes. That's some crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah.
That's really bizarre. I can't even wrap my brain around it.
Yeah.
It was...
So...
Huh. All right.
There was the movie, The Song of Saint Bernadette, from the back in the 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one.
So just all that kind of lore and my own personal connection. That's how the poem kind of started about. And talking in a different voice, too. Like saying the I. Obviously, I'm not a miller's daughter.
And you're not in a glass coffin.
No.
Okay. So, yeah. I was going to go on a tangent of sorts, but I'm just going to let it go because sometimes my brain will take me to...
because it's that whole, like, in the fairy tale thing of it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot, like, I think there's a lot working there.
Yeah.
So, but it's smarter than me. Like, I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, no, it definitely lends. It's the story. It's the lore itself
Yeah.
lends well for creative interpretation.
Yeah.
And I think you got it spot on.
Thanks.
So we can either A, continue on your list, or B, you can tell me one thing that people would be surprised to know about you.
Let's do the list because I have to think about the B.
Okay. So the rest of your list.
My mentor, Jan Beatty, is definitely on my list. She has 4 books out.
Okay.
She writes about the body. She writes about being adopted. She writes about sex and men and dangerous sex. And she does these awesome train trips in Canada. Like, she'll just get on the train and write.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, that's an amazing
So that's the sole purpose. Just
yeah.
huh?
Like you can actually get grants too. Like Amtrak does grants for writers to write on the train. Yeah.
Huh. That's awesome. That is a great idea.
Yeah, because it's like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. And then you've got all this great scenery, and you know you're passing through
and
all
you
this
got
different
the rhythm of the train and shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that something you're gonna try to do?
I definitely want to do that. I love trains.
I've never been on a train.
I was on a train in Ireland, which was great because they have all different lovely little things. Yeah. And then I've been on a lot of old timey trains. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like going to with my family when I was a kid, like just going to like different railway stations, and we just that was the whole point, to just ride the train up and down the track.
Oh, wow.
Like it was like that's it.
That's crazy. Okay, number. You gave me.
I have two.
Two.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is no particular order.
Right.
Yeah. Number 3, or the one.
Yes, the next on the list.
Next on the list. Sharon Olds. And she's been publishing poetry. Her first book, Satan Says, was published the year I was born. And I think she won a Pulitzer Prize at some point. But yeah, it's about motherhood and doing what you're told, like doing what's expected of you, but just being fucked up about it, you know, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, like she plays in the book, the narrative of her first book, her father is Satan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it pulls no pun. This is a hardcore book.
Wow.
Yeah. And I keep going back to that book in particular, the language, the fearlessness of it, and yeah.
Okay. And the next?
I have to say Walt Whitman.
Okay.
Because I love his work so much. There's just, there's just not a bad line in anything he's ever written. And it's such great material for me because I've referenced his work in my work. Like I have a poem called Walt Whitman in the Levi's commercial. Do you remember those commercials? Where there's Levi's jeans and like you just have kids running around the woods in jeans. And there's a voiceover of Pioneer, Oh Pioneer by Walt Whitman.
Oh.
So they use the poem as the voiceover for the commercial. And they did it with In America as well.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I wrote a poem. Can I read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I wrote a poem about the commercial.
Huh.
Referencing his poem.
This is so meta.
So meta. It's like TV and jeans. You would think I would know where poems are in my own book. Like, I know it's here. Okay. So I quote Whitman's poem in this poem. And I'm
which Whitman poem?
Pioneer. Oh, Pioneer.
Okay.
And I'll change my voice.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. A full performance. Yeah.
Walt Whitman in the Levi's commercial. Shirtless boys in slouchy denim, their boxers or bare clefts wink over waistbands. Then a voiceover of Whitman. Come, my tan-faced children. With hair in their eyes and bits of beard on their cheeks, they push, shove, and wrestle each other. The fake Walt urges, get your weapons ready. They run on sidewalks, batting sticks against metal fences. Have you your sharp-edged axes? They run in the cool woods, bandanas wrapped around pulled-down branches for makeshift torches. Would a real Walt run after them, call to them, we must march, my darlings. Skin on skin under waterfalls, moist looks directed to the camera. We, the youthful, sinewy races. Button flies unfurl, pants unfold down strong, hairy legs. Would Walt wear 501 original fit, super skinnies, or loose uptown jeans? Would he say to the boys around the bonfire, oh, you youths, Western youths, so impatient, full of action. The boys ruck through the forest, jump off cliffs into cold, rushing pools. Fake Walt cuts off, never reaching. Swift to the head of the army, swift. Spring to your places, pioneers, oh pioneers.
Nice.
That was my Walt Whitman impression.
I like it. Especially love the wonder of what would Walt wear.
I would think you'd probably go with loose uptown jeans.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It seems about right.
Yeah.
Walt doesn't have time for skinny jeans.
No.
Okay, and their last.
Oh, the last one. I'm gonna say it's a toss-up between Alice Notley, who used to date one of the Beat poets. She lives in Paris now. Like she is like the fucking Patti Smith of poetry.
Oh, really?
Even though I know Patti Smith writes poetry, but she's like, she just lives life. She just lives as a poet. She doesn't really have a day job. She doesn't try to teach or like she just writes.
Just writing
in Paris, and she does some crazy stuff. Like her book Descent of Alette. It's all in quotes, which does a weird thing to the rhythm. It's all about this subterranean journey underneath the New York subway. It's basically a book length poem.
Oh wow!
Lyrical poem, yeah.
Oh man!
Right. And then between her and Anne Carson, who also does some crazy shit. She's like super smart. Like she knows like Greek and Latin. And she did a book called Autobiography of Red, which is kind of like a retelling of the Hercules myth.
I feel like I've heard of this.
Yeah, you've probably This is recent. So and it talks about like sex and homosexual love and abuse and incest and so.
Autobiography of Red.
Yes, sex and death. That's all there is.
Sex and death. Okay.
And jeans. And bras.
Okay, so I also compiled a list.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I don't want to say I'm a poetry fan, but I'm not like in it.
No one is.
Like,
no one
yeah,
is.
I'm like, I mean, if I read something, I hear something, I like it, and I like it.
Yeah.
I don't really seek it out.
Yeah. No.
So these are just poets that I know that there's something. I can't quote anything by them. I can't.
You know that they're poets.
Yeah, I know they're poets, and I know I've read something of theirs, and then I did like it, and I was able to understand it to a point.
Okay, good.
Okay, so Maya Angelou.
Yes.
I feel like that's an obvious, just because her poems are always so inspirational, and I loved listening to her speak. Like, I loved her voice, and I cried real tears when she passed away. Pablo Neruda.
Oh yes.
Sexy.
Very.
I mean, it's
very.
just. I mean, it's a good time. I do have one of his books. I don't remember which one. I think it's like Love Sonnets or something, where they're in English and in Spanish, and it's just a sexy, sexy things to read.
Sex.
Yeah. Nikki Giovanni.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She's local.
Is she?
Was she?
I don't.
She's been here. Like she's been.
Yeah,
to
I know
Pittsburgh.
she's been here.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's from
maybe
here.
She's not from here. I want to say she taught here for a semester, like either here, or like a Pitt or a Carnegie Mellon.
Really?
Maybe I'm just making it up because it sounds good. But yes, I like Nikki Giovanni as well.
Langston Hughes.
Yeah.
Because I really like the I love that thinking of that time period of the Harlem Renaissance.
Yes.
And that his poems really put me right into there. And Dan Friedson, my husband.
Yeah.
So that's my list.
You should check out Natasha Trethewey. She was a poet laureate. I think she still is. She's maybe her book is called Native Son, and it's a beautiful book. It's about like slaves having to fight in the Civil War.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, and some other stuff. But it's also her researching that subject.
Oh, really?
So it's like her point of view, and then there's persona poems.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think you would like that, and it's not heavy despite the subject matter.
Right.
Like it's easy to access. I mean, there's a lot of contemporary poetry out there that just seems so.
Yeah, a lot
pretentious.
of just go over your head, over my head, anyway. And it's
and what's his face? Oh my gosh, I should totally know this because I know him. He won the Booker Prize and a Guggenheim Genius Grant, and he lives here in Pittsburgh. He teaches at Carnegie Mellon. And I have 4 of his books. What?
Really?
Terrence Hayes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Terrence Hayes.
Yes.
And he's another. I should look into that one.
Yes. He is very lyrical. Very cool. Very bluesy, especially his first book.
Okay, yeah, I do enjoy ones like that. I think I like, I guess, is it beat poetry or spoken word? I do enjoy a lot of the spoken word and just like. Because it's close to hip hop and rap and that whole genre. So yeah. So I don't feel like a complete like loser with my list here.
No, I know, it's a strong list. It's a strong list.
I was happy to even be able to name off those. Like it came off the top of my head.
If anyone can name off 5 poets off the top of their head, and if some of them aren't dead, then I'm like, you go. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, I was proud of myself not having to look up poets.
I'm gonna Google poets, living poets. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me something that folks would be surprised to know about you. Is there something, because you're kind of a live out loud kind of a lady?
I think that I don't know if they would be surprised, but I'm ashamed of it.
Okay.
I really do not like old people in grocery stores.
Is it because they're taking up a lot of space and time?
That's that, and they just seem so like not with it. Like they just seem unaware of their circumstances and surroundings. And I don't know if it's because they never knew what was like. Some people legit are just unaware of their surroundings.
Right.
And like I remember my mother yelling at me about that. She's like, "Bernadette, we are in a public place. You need to be aware of your surroundings."
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is sense. That's common sense.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I shouldn't just say old people. It's anyone who doesn't know what they're doing.
No, that's fair.
And I kind of almost got into an altercation about it.
Oh crap! How?
At the Giant Eagle.
Oh, how so? What happened?
Well, I'm going with my cart, and the man in front of me is on his phone. He has a bag. He stops right in front of the exit door.
Oh.
And good thing I was paying attention because I would have run into him. So I stopped, and I was like, "Excuse me, sir. I just want you to know that it's really inconsiderate of you to not be aware that you're in front of the exit door. I was aware of my surroundings, or I would have hit you, and I would have apologized, but it really would have been your own fault." And he just gave me this look. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, yeah, like, I don't want to get into it with you,
right.
sir. I'm just letting you know this circumstance, this moment right now, that is happening. You didn't get hit with this cart because I know what I'm doing.
That drives me crazy.
I was done. I was done that day.
Well, because I already hate going to the grocery store to begin with.
Yeah.
And then when you get the folks that are just like, I don't know, the ones that I always end up with, like the people that stand right exactly where I need to just grab whatever I want.
Yeah.
And then I also, no matter how short the line is, I always pick the wrong line. I always end up behind that person who, I don't know, there needs to be a check on something. They don't have the right amount of cash. Like, I don't.
Or they got coupons.
Yeah.
And this is insane. I make my list versus how things are laid out in the store.
That's brilliant.
And then I plan my route. It's especially at Costco.
Oh yeah.
That middle aisle is bullshit.
Yeah, they'll trap you in. That'll suck you right into it. And usually, I don't think there's anything even in that middle section that you're supposed to be getting involved in.
Snow pants.
Yeah.
Like
there's like, I think there was like sweatpants and
like
just
old lady
wicker chair.
Like
wicker chairs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very bizarre.
Yeah.
I can never remember how the regular store is laid out. I just always go up and down the aisles.
Yeah.
Just go up and down. All right. So where can we find you online?
I am at www.outfitsnotjustclothes.blogspot.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also Bernadette Ulsamer on Instagram, and I'm at fair_Claire on Twitter.
All right. So. And are there any events or anything that are coming up? Are you speaking anywhere or reading any poetry, performing?
I just did a reading 2 weeks ago, so that would have been great. If you have a time machine, go to Delaney's. Actually, no, nothing's really coming up. I have some things in the fire. I might be doing like a corporate presentation.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes at a realtor company.
What?
Yeah, I just met this woman at a beer festival, and I have her card, and we were talking, and she's like, we try to get in different speakers for our group, and she's like, this fashion could be a really great idea. I'm like, I have a talk, and I have a talk already that you went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just about like fashion in the workplace? Or
probably like how to, show off your personal style, but still being office appropriate kind of thing, which I think a lot of people have a problem with.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a problem with that. Actually, there's like a couple people at my place of employment that I would like you to speak to directly. That is neither here nor there. All right, Bernadette, thank you.
Thank you, Kahmeela. Thank you, Rugged Angel.
Thank you for being a Rugged Angel this week. This has been a Rugged Angel production.